Yes, 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 indeed, indeed, indeed. We're here. We are here. We are here. And we do want to speak to those who have still not listened to our advice about distractions. You are still holding on to stepping stones, certain spiritual influences who do not serve your collectives. And while we are all one, you are supposed to outgrow those stepping stones, step up for yourself, and be able to go and step within to get your own information, your own focus of this lifetime to empower you to be of service to others, to be able to move forward and help humanity evolve. We are seeing many people confused, stuck in fear, and worried, and still seeing separate details of information that are fear-based. And we are saying those are for you to have stepping stones, but not stay at. And you are not growing when you are still relying on certain influences to speak conscious mind conversations and concepts about their spiritual journeys, about their downloads. If you cannot see them literally channeling their higher self, you are trusting a human mindset, a human concept of understanding what is happening. And when you give your trust blindly, believing in a human advanced information, you are limiting your own personal growth. You are not wanting to look at your own inner work and empower yourself and even connect in to know your own history, your own truth. We see so many people choosing to be distracted and limited and stuck in fear. And we see this as a choice because you ultimately do not want humanity to evolve, and you also don't want yourself to evolve. You are quite complacent with being stuck in that limited perspective, that limited energy field, that limited existence. You have a belief system that you will just shift because you know your life contract is to shift to a new planet or a home planet. And we're saying that when those are not actively moving and growing, you will stay stuck. And there's consequences to that. And so for many advanced souls who have inner peace and balance, you're not wanting to be of service in terms of supporting others who are around you in your daily lives. You are hiding from them, and therefore we could say you are hiding from your responsibilities and duties to be of assistance, to uplift and inspire, support, and love others. You are still distancing yourself from those. And we understand it is because you don't want to hold on to the density. And we're wanting to remind you all that you are very capable of releasing that density off your energy field. This is something you must have due diligence with, true grounding of yourselves in your energy frequency fields. You must do this to be able to keep your own personal balance and inner peace. When you're holding too much density in your own personal energy field, you will start feeling very tired and very drained and very negative in thoughts and emotions. That is what the density does when you are holding it tight and feeling into it. And so we say you must release it. And we have given you that white light healing guide to practice noticing when you are holding tension in the body and when you are not. And to practice noticing when you are holding tension in the mindset and when you are not. We see many of you still choosing to dedicate your time and focus and worries and mindsets and concerns on what we would consider very limited perspectives, very limited influences, who you still blindly trust to somehow guide you They're not talking about your personal life. They're not talking about how you're supposed to empower yourself. And for those people who have accidentally empowered themselves, loved all, and healed from all the traumas and traumas they've experienced, they see those original stepping stones as very lacking and inadequate to inspiration and perspectives that they are able to naturally feel into themselves. You're not supposed to be seeking leaders. You're supposed to be seeking self. You're supposed to be seeking to empower yourself to be connected into your own teams, to us. And trust, we are guiding you and reminding you of your responsibilities to be the lighthouses, the way showers, the bringer of love, the sharer of love. We are seeing because many have chosen to not be of assistance, but this is impacting all. Your choices to not step up and heal yourselves, to be able to love and inspire others, has impacted and has consequences. And you have chosen this. You have been either part of the problem or part of the solution. And we're saying this is an important time to not be distracted, to not play in the density of fear and limited perspectives and disinformation. We have said this consistently, and yet many of you are not noticing that we're talking to you, and all of the things you are absorbing into your minds, into your realities, into your way of thinking. And when you are having limited perspectives of thinking, it doesn't help you grow. In fact, you become quite stagnant and stale. And when you're not releasing that density, it is being held onto your physical energy fields much longer than it needs to be. So you're all struggling at some point, physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally. And we are saying, yes, there is roller coasters of new growth, but some of you are sabotaging your own journeys. For whatever reasons, we ask for you to look at this and explore this and ponder, where have you got a weaker foundation of understanding of concepts? We say this, but you are so used to listening to information at an entertainment level versus an application level, because you are listening to everything and you have no true discernment of what is a higher perspective from higher collectives who are guiding you and reminding you of your life contracts, missions, and purposes to be here now. And so we know that we are reaching you, and we see that you are dismissing applying this in your daily life. And we see that you are trying to apply false disinformation that is fear-based. And we're seeing that it is working, that you are applying fear-based information to your reality. And so you're still afraid of other species or other things that are to help awaken humanity. And so you don't have full trust and faith. And so your body is starting to react. Your mind is starting to react. Your emotions are starting to react as you're starting to focus and manifest fear. And you seem to be comfortable with that victim mentality. Some of you are using it to heal yourselves from other lifetimes where you were a victim. But again, we must say to you with much love and appreciation for you to consider to not get stuck in those limited perspectives and to grow, to trust yourself, to trust us, and to trust others, teaching you how to empower yourself beyond any leader, any influencer. When you don't have trust of self, when you're continually dismissing yourself, your intuition, your own personal integrity, and you're blindly listening to people who are constantly telling you fear-based information to make you look at others with separation, to make you look at others with judgment and fear. Notice who was trying to empower you and who was trying to discourage you from doing your own inner work. We understand that avoiding your own inner work seems much more of a desirable approach to have, given that you will just wait for everything to unfold as everyone else does their inner work while you distract yourself. And we're saying you are all needed to be key members, to be key assets, to be key light workers, to be able to support all energy here. And when you're not of service, when you're not doing your role to support high frequency, and when you're holding on to the density, we are still waiting for those to step up, to be responsible for their own energy fields. If you can't maintain your own energy fields and you can't release and purge that density, you're not able to assist others. And yet we see many of you having very dense perspectives, dense energy fields, trying to helicopter and advise and influence others with your limited perspectives. And we're saying you're distracted yourself from your own density to help assist others who are just as dense as you are. But you perceive them to be beneath you because you know spiritual words, spiritual worlds, and some concepts that you really use as a brand versus an actual way of life. And so you must be sincere with this approach, this way of life, this way of thinking, this way of believing, this way of viewing the world. Some of you feel that you are more advanced than others, and we are saying that is a perspective because you all ultimately are very advanced souls. It is about remembering who you are. And so you do not need to teach others. You need to love others and inspire others to be able to remember to teach themselves, to remind themselves why they're here at this important time. Some of you have forgotten independent critical thinking. And when you have trusted others to give you the information, you just accept all questions. You accept all answers, and you're not independently inquiring and exploring information for yourselves. And we are saying that this is how you absorb and expose yourselves to disinformation. It no longer serves you. And so please stop distracting yourselves. Please go within. Please connect to your own teams. You have many ways to be able to do this. And it is about you channeling your higher selves, you connecting into your teams, you noticing the messages, you applying the information that you have been given, and be responsible for your journey to grow. We beg of you at this point, because we see that there is so much distractions with these important key players who are supposed to be leaders in their own right to inspire and encourage many who need much foundational, influential inspiration to be able to go within and start their own spiritual journey. But you still feel jaded by your own experiences that you don't want to share it with others, let alone explore it and advance it with self. We have much to say here, but we see many of you are addicted to the information of disinformation, and you don't quite know the difference yet. When you do your inner work, when you love all, when you love yourself, when you forgive self, when you see the lessons and purposes and significances of everything that has been given to you in this lifetime for you to be empowered, then you will start noticing what we have been saying to you all along. We're still saying our information and the perspectives that would help you be able to release this and heal yourselves at a profound rate is already been given to you. We're not saying anything new to you. You're just starting to listen to it now and rethink and revisit your own personal actions, reactions, behaviors, and addictions. We say this with much love, and we would like to again press upon thee why you are here and the significance of this journey. We say this with much love.